Here's exactly how I plan a Milky Way shot start to finish. Most photographers struggle with planning Milky Way shots because they either overcomplicate things or they miss a few important, simple steps. But once you see the full process, you realize that it's actually way easier and way more repeatable than you think. So in this video, I will walk you through my exact steps for planning a Milky Way shot. You will see how I choose the perfect time and location for each image, how I scout the spot online before even leaving the house, and the exact apps I use to make planning simple. It's a clear, repeatable method you can use right away, even if you are brand new to landscape photography. Let's jump in, starting with how planning your shots results in better Milky Way photos in the first place. Remember that one kid in school who was always prepared? That annoying kid who knew exactly what the next lesson would be about, and as soon as the teacher asked the question, their hand will be straight up with the right answer. During exams, they will finish early, probably getting full marks, and walk out confident. Meanwhile, the rest of us were there scratching our heads, desperately hoping for a miracle to pass. That's the power of preparation. So how do you use the same approach in landscape photography to consistently capture amazing images? It's simple. You just take a few minutes to plan your shots. But how exactly do you do that? Just like a straight A student will have special books, secret resources, or magic spells, or whatever they had, we photographers have our own special tools, websites and apps we can use to prepare. I have broken down the planning process into 3 simple steps, and I call it the LTW framework. I will walk you through each step, showing you exactly what apps to use and how to use them. Let's start with the first step, L for location. This is crucial because while you can technically photograph the night sky from anywhere, only some spots will give you both stunning sky and an interesting foreground. And that combination is what makes a Milky Way shot truly memorable. So, step 1, Google Light Pollution Map and open the site. You will see a map covered with different colors. These colors represent the levels of light pollution. To keep it simple, warmer colors mean more light pollution and cooler colors mean less, so good. These colors show the Bortle scale, basically a direct measurement of how much light pollution there is. I usually aim for Bortle 4 zones or lower, so green, blue or gray areas on the map. But one important tip, the direction you are shooting matters more than the exact spot you are at. So make sure there is minimal light pollution in the direction you will be shooting. Later in the video, I will show you exactly how to find where the Milky Way will be relative to your chosen spot. But just picking a dark spot isn't enough. What if you end up in a dense forest where you can't even see the stars? That's why the next step is scouting the landscape itself. If you have already visited the location or know it well, you might skip or shorten this step. But let's first talk about how to scout a completely new location online. Especially useful if the spot is far away from you or you just can't be bothered to visit the location for scouting alone. So let me show you exactly how I scout online using one of my favorite spots, Pico de la Cruz in La Palma. First, open Google Earth and search for your chosen location, in this case, La Palma. Once you are there, click the little human-shaped icon on the right to open the street view. Then click on one of the blue dots or directly on the road to open a 360-degree image of the area. Now you can easily check if there is anything interesting you can use in the foreground. Here, for example, these rock formations look absolutely amazing. And in fact, here is one of my favorite Milky Way images I have taken from this exact location using a similar composition. Basically, you are scouting the whole area comfortably from home, so there is no need to visit in person just yet. But a quick note, if you are looking at a very remote location and can't find any street view images, you'll probably need to visit during the day to check out the foreground properly. But we'll cover exactly how to do that a bit later. Anyway, once you have decided the foreground looks interesting enough, the next step in the LTW framework is the T, time. you need to check exactly if and when the Milky Way aligns with your foreground. So you can make sure the sky and the foreground line up perfectly for your shot. The easiest way to do this is using the app PhotoPills. Open the planner tool in PhotoPills and make sure the Milky Way layer is enabled on your map. Then just scroll through the bottom slider and move forward in time, checking if the Milky Way aligns with your chosen foreground. The denser part with larger dots is the Milky Way core. That's usually the most interesting part to photograph. If you want to double check, you can open Stellarium too. This lets you confirm exactly which part of the Milky Way will be visible at your chosen date and time. For our Pigon de la Cruz example, it aligns perfectly. And quick pro tip here, you can usually find multiple dates and times when your shot will work. My favorite shot from Pigo, for example, can be taken anywhere between April and July. So there are plenty of chances to capture it. But there is still one important detail to consider. Exit the planner in PhotoPills and head over to the Moon tab. Then click on the calendar view and look at the nights with no moonlight. You want to pick dates close to the new moon phase for the darkest skies. If you want extra certainty, open Stellarium again and double check if there is no moon visible on your chosen date. Just look at the bottom slider. If there is no light blue part, you are good to go. Once you have confirmed there is no moon and the Milky Way lines up perfectly, simply screenshot or write down the exact location, date and time. And now you have fully prepared to head out and capture your amazing Milky Way shot when the time comes. But what if you would rather scout the location in person? For this, you can use an app that offers a VR view of the night sky. Let's take PhotoPills as an example because it conveniently shows you the landscape as well. Just open PhotoPills, scroll to Night AR and set the time to now. Then tap the settings icon and make sure your position is set to auto update. You can also set the date to a night with no moon if you want. Exit the settings and slide your finger across the screen until it shows nighttime. Basically when the background turns dark. Now just hold your phone up and you'll clearly see exactly where the Milky Way will appear in the night sky. Note down the approximate date and time so you can return later to capture the shot. And quick pro tip, take a screenshot of your composition right there in the app so you know exactly what you'll shoot later. Here are some examples of my PhotoPills screenshot side by side with the actual final images. And finally, the last step in the L in W framework is W. The weather. This step is quick and easy, but it's 100% important. You basically just want to check the forecast before heading out. Personally, I use windy.com or weather radar. Another great option is clear outside, though for some reason it doesn't work well with my phone. The idea here is simple. Cross-reference multiple weather sources to see if the sky will be clear on the night you are planning to shoot. This should usually be your final step. Just quickly check the weather for each of those dates, then pick the one with the clearest skies and best conditions. And that's it. That's exactly how you plan your Milky Way shots. But do you know how to compose your shots so the final image looks truly amazing? Watch this video next and I will show you exactly how.